Good evening. Today we have with us Jack Houghton and Carrie Ann McGrath Houghton. They're the founders of notbaggage.com. Jack Houghton is a graduate of Bentley College with a degree in computer information systems. He was raised in Marshfield, Massachusetts, and currently resides in Abington with his wife and 3 children. Jack is a computer programmer for a well-known financial institution and the owner of Houghton Internet Consulting. He's also the lead developer of a new and innovative website called notbaggage.com. Carrie Ann McGrath Houghton is a graduate of Fairfield University and was raised in Abington, Massachusetts, where she currently resides with her husband and 3 children. She is a registered nurse and the owner of Carrie Ann McGrath Interiors. Notbaggage.com offers tools and features to help divorced parents communicate easily, stay organized, and find support in a market where it truly is needed. Being a divorced parent himself, Jack is dedicated to this project and brings unique experience and insight to his role as a lead developer. Jack plans to continue to use his programming skills to add new features and tools to notbaggage.com based upon user feedback and need. Thank you for being with us, Jack and Carrie Ann. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedules to spend a few moments with us on dadsdivorce.com. And
you're welcome.
Yep, you're welcome.
Jack,
Thank you for having us.
Oh, my pleasure. Jack, if you don't mind just starting us out, going through your background, and then we can go from there.
Well, as you mentioned, I am a divorced parent, and I understand the emotional and financial implications of going through a divorce. In going through my divorce, I did a lot of research online and didn't find any tools or utilities that were free to help me go through the process. And Carrie Ann, my wife, also went through a divorce, and she found the same thing. It was her idea to go forward with notbaggage.com and provide a tool for divorced parents and help divorced parents communicate effectively to benefit the children. And that's really the goal of our site, is to benefit our children and make sure that the children are the focus during the divorce process.
What is your education?
I graduated from Bentley College. I have a computer information systems degree. After that, as far as work, I work at a well-known financial institution. Like you mentioned, I'm the owner of Houghton Internet Consulting, and I also, it's not mentioned, I also own a commercial fishing and a charter fishing business.
Now, how did you come up with the name Not Baggage?
Simply put, children are not baggage. You know, we developed the site with the goal to alleviate stress on parents during the divorce and allow extra time and focus, allow the parents to have the extra time and focus needed for their children.
And what, if you don't mind, for the people who call in and subscribe to the website and sign on, if you don't mind going through maybe your personal experience through the divorce, because a lot of times people can identify with that and they can take what you've said and learn and apply to their current situation.
Okay, as far as the features that we offer based on my divorce experience, my divorce was very difficult. I think any divorce is very difficult. And I believe that not being able to communicate effectively with my ex-spouse has cost me a lot of money, time, and actually, when you think about it, really cost my children money. There have been situations where at drop-offs, where we just maybe bicker or say something, and then she would go off to the lawyers, and it would cost, in the order of tens of thousands of dollars. If we could eliminate those face-to-face contacts and focus on the children and not what was happening during the divorce, it would have saved a lot of money and a lot of unnecessary stress on both sides. So as far as that, we've developed tools to help us so we could limit the face-to-face contact. Obviously, when you're divorced, you're going to have face-to-face contact with your ex. It's going to happen. Right. But if you could limit what needs to be said during that and and kind of bury all the anger and spitefulness and just focus on the children. That's what we're trying to do here.
Now, you mentioned that you wanted to eliminate the face-to-face contact. How would you propose to do that?
Well, we can't eliminate. We're going to limit it. So we have some features that is near and dear to my heart. During the divorce, it was recommended that my wife at the time and I exchange a notebook, because there was that spitefulness and bickering back and forth. So we would keep a notebook to tell us, what happened that day with the children, and we would exchange this notebook back and forth. But the problem with the notebook is one parent has that notebook at any one time. So we were thinking, well, why couldn't this be a shared notebook online, where I can receive up-to-date information on my children? The other thing is, being a divorced father, the truth is I don't get to see my children when they come home after school. I don't have that luxury. I can now get information on how their day was, and I can give them a call and having information on how their day was before I even call, and just really get up to the minute information on my children and where they are. And so that's what we call notebooks. As far as other features that we have task lists, which are more for the organization of this divorced parents and not necessarily shared information with your ex-spouse. So, it might be, pick up groceries or pick up milk or whatever, but it's more to organize your own life so you can focus more on your children. We have something called a scheduler, where you can add events, scheduled events, and it's basically a calendar application, and where you can add events that are coming up. We also have something called correspondence, where you can talk over notbaggage.com via an in-house email solution without knowing the person's email address. There's a lot of situations where, excuse me.
There's a lot of situations where you may, if I can jump in here, where you may not want your ex-spouse to know what your current email address is, or anyone that you decide to communicate with through the features on Not Baggage. You may want to keep certain things private, and an email address can certainly be one of those. So it's nice to be able to at least share the communication without feeling like you're giving up whatever level of privacy is important to you. And I think, Dan, if I could just quickly speak to my experience going through my divorce. I was divorced when my son was very young, and communication was definitely an issue in the sense that I really felt a great need to communicate, as my son has a disability, and there were a lot of medical appointments and a lot of things going on and a lot of important dates and things to keep track of, in addition to all of the divorce appointments and things that we had to keep on top of. And I just found that at times it could be very overwhelming staying organized. There would be several times throughout the week that I would have to call my ex-husband to inform him about something, give him an update. And that's not to say that, communication isn't obviously, the first goal. If you can pick up the phone and call your ex-spouse, that's wonderful. But I think the reality is, especially immediately following divorce, there can be a lot of tension. And having a communication alternative is really a wonderful feature because, you have an opportunity to communicate on a regular basis. There is no waiting until you see each other at the next pickup or drop-off. There are no awkward silences over the phone or the tendency to bring up other issues that may be non-related to your child. So you're able to kind of keep focused. And I think that, we really tried to pay attention to including features that would benefit parents based on our joint experiences and some of the discussions that we've had with other parents. And we find that there's certainly a common thread in the communication difficulties that can arise, and in parents needing to stay organized and not be too overwhelmed with all that's going on during a very, very difficult time.
Sure. Now, do all the features have this privacy to where your email address would not be shown or any contact information?